getting the money and reinvesting it by getting all these programs, nursing programs, culinary arts, all these programs for these students so they don't have to go outside of high school, outside of resources just to become the person they want to be when they grow up.
Mixed reaction to a much anticipated decision after much debate. The Chicago Board of Education votes to remove school resource officers from schools by the next school year. Okay, we've seen rallies for and against the safety plan resolution for months. Now here we are. Dr. Joyce Kenner, one of the most respected voices in education here in Chicago, sitting here down with me this morning to react to this controversial vote. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Let's hop right into this. So many people are talking about it. To many, this was not a surprise because Mayor Brandon Johnson, even as a candidate, was in support of this. The CTU was behind it. What's your initial response to the...
Okay, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors to all the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Akim and Aquaf tuning in and listening. This is Daniela Goff from the Great Millstone Chicago camp. And, you know, I was watching this video. I mean, I'm going to continue playing the video. But really, this was about how they want to remove the police officers from Chicago public schools, man. And, really, me speaking as a man, I don't think that, I think that's a bad idea. You know, because, you know, we all, and those who grew up in Chicago and went through the Chicago public school system, you know, man, this shit, hey, man, it's a lot of, you know, niggerdom, but, you know, it's a lot of mischief, and, man, these kids are fucking bad, man. And, I mean, it's a lot of good kids, too. But on the flip side, it's a lot of, hey, man, Chicago got a very demonic spirit on it, man. You know, these kids, this shit is a different spirit out here. Especially in Chicago, man. These kids are fucking bad, man. And then they talking about, well, I'm going to just play the video and I'm going to expound on it some more and get some scriptures.
vote?
My initial response was I've always been adamantly against removing police officers from the schools. Mm-hmm. And I would say that if you've never sat in the seat of a principal, never been an administrator of a school, you have no idea what we go through every single day to try to keep our kids safe. For 27 years as principal of Whitney Young High School, every day I would go home and say, I made it through another day without a child getting hurt at our school. Mm-hmm. And I just truly believe that police officers should not have been removed. Mm-hmm. I think it should have been a local decision, school decision. Mm-hmm. Whitney Young is different than other schools. Yeah. Other schools are different than Whitney Young. And I just think that it should have been a local school decision whether or not a school needed police officers or not.
Yeah, 3 decades that you spent, the bulk of there at Whitney Young, so respected here in the community. We've never seen a send-off quite like yours.
Thank you.
But it is true that educators here in Chicago have a bigger job than just the books and educating our students. So in recent weeks, we have seen children walk outside of school in the middle of the day and die in shootings in multiple instances. We're talking about life or death types of things here. So do you think this vote, instead of resource officers, it was built on favoring a more holistic approach to school safety? What do you think needs to be included in that?
I think it definitely needs to be included in terms of voices of the school stakeholders. Mm-hmm. You have to find out what principals think. Yeah. You have to find out what students think. You have to find out what teachers think and school staff thinks about school safety. Mm-hmm. And again, all issues are different at each individual school. Mm-hmm. And so to look at it holistically, you have to get your stakeholders involved in the decisions that you make relative to a school and what happens in a particular school.
Yeah, a lot of the fight in terms of removing the officers had to do with keeping kids out of what's been built as a school-to-prison pipeline. Do you think that this will achieve that?
I definitely do not. Yeah, I just think that we need to focus in on our students, and you say a holistic approach to what we are doing with students. And obviously safety is a big issue with that holistic approach. And we just need to have the school stakeholders buy into what we are talking about and have an opportunity for a discussion. At Whitney Young, I brought as many students as I could into a theater with my 2 police officers, and the students were able to sit there and ask our police officers any questions that they wanted to ask. I've always shared with them, as long as it was respectful, you're able to ask those questions. And so they were able to ask the police officers, number one, why are you here? What is your role? What do you think the benefit of you being here in this institution is? And it just was a wonderful exchange of ideals. I've always also believed the police officers' responsibilities are not for discipline. They are for school safety. And sometime I would call the police officers down to my office to ask them about what their thoughts about X, Y, and Z. But they were not there to discipline a student. That was left up to the administrators in the school. So I just think that people need to identify what the needs are for those resource officers or police officers, and then we move forward with that.
Okay. And basically, you know, they want to, not this principal. This principal actually encouraged police officers to be in the school, but it's other schools that want the police officers removed, you know. And to be honest, that's, you know, and Esau is allowing that to happen, you know, at the end of the day. Even though, and really, who do you see protesting against it? You see, you know, the black woman and a bunch of other young fucking kids, man. You don't see no men there, you know, and this is by design, you know. You know, this is by design for this place to be chaotic, man. And to be, man, a lot of these kids are fucking bad, bro. You know, these kids are something else. I mean, it's a lot of good ones, but this is also, you know, that rebellious spirit of nobody wants to take heed to authority, man. You know, and Esau allows that, man. Esau wants that. He wants chaos because he understands when you take police, if they remove the police officer, it's going to be all type of shit going to be going on. You know?
Well, if they're talking about a...
And I got another video right here.
They deep as hell. Yeah. We gotta go pick up kids from school. To go to kids from school. That's what they doing now.
That's a lot of days.
It's dogs.
They
fighting. What 12 at? It's Boston. Right here on 87. You got the Chirac News. You will see this. Look. They getting their busting. I got footage. I got footage on phone now. Why they taking it up? Look at them, boy. They playing that shit. Boy, it's bossing.
Okay. Like, you see what I'm saying? And this with these teachers, you know, inside these institutions, they have to deal with these type of kids, man. And those are teenagers, man. They, you know, a lot of them, that they got off from school, man. And you talking about remove police officers from some of these schools. You know? So I'm going to just get into some scriptures because they are honestly, the reason why these kids are like that, because they come from dysfunctional households, man. And they bring that dysfunction inside the schools, man. Let me get Matthew 12 and 29. Okay. Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 29. Or else, how can one enter a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house? You know, and Esau understands how a household works. Esau understands if you remove the father figure, take the confidence from the man and remove the father from the household, you know, pretty much that house is pretty much, you know, up for taking. You know, they they're going to just be left out here in the elements, man. All type of entities are going to get inside the house and just and spoil his household, man. And he understands when you remove the father, that creates dysfunction. Because, you know, the woman is a nurturer, you know. And even though we do have some good mothers, some good single mothers out here, but a lot of these kids that act like this come from dysfunction, single parent ass households, man. And you saw that strike. That they was out there protesting. Who was out there? Just mostly women and fucking children. There was no men out there. You know, that rebellious, don't want to take heed to authority spirit. You know, and that's what got these children acting like this, man. This is not Psalms. This is Ecclesiasticus 30. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 30:1. I'm going to jump around. He that loveth his son causes him to feel the rod, that he may have joy in him in the end. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. You know, he that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. And, you know, and when there's a father figure and that goes for daughters too, because when there's a father figure in the household, you know, you train up a child, you know, in righteousness, he's not going to depart unless, you know, it's always exceptions. But if a child comes from that strong background, you know, it's going to be hard for that child to depart. But if a child grows up in wickedness and idleness, and that child is going to be left into his own devices, man. And I'm going to get into that. This whole thing right here. I'm going to just keep reading on down, because the point is at, here it go right here. I'm going to start at 7, Ecclesiastes 30:7. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. An horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. So that when there's no discipline, like a horse that's not broken becometh headstrong. So if you don't discipline a horse, and, you know, and really lay that foundation down on who's the boss. You supposed to be subject to me. You supposed to, I'm in charge. If you don't lay the law down, they're going to be, you know, willful. They're going to be wild, man. They're going to be, you know, undisciplined, rowdy. You know, a child left to himself will be willful. No discipline. So the child is going to be bad, man. And he's gonna be getting into all type of mischief. Conquer that child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. So you're not supposed to be your child's friend. That's a lot that's going on in the society. The parents, you know, are trying to be friends of the child, and actually, instead of actually being a disciplinarian, you know, you can be a father. You can have that bond with your children, but at the same time, you can't be your child's best friend, because then that creates a gray area. You know, the child has started doing shit and you're not disciplined. There's no rebuke. You treating that child like a friend. That child is going to become disrespectful, you know, doing all type of shit. You know, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth at the end. So you got to discipline your fucking kids, man. And this is right. And the reason why these children act like this, because there's no discipline. There's no discipline in the household. They left to their own devices, man. And they letting, you know, all this shit. Esau is raising these kids, man. This social engineering, this fucking rap music, these video games, all this shit is raising these children, man. All right. Verse 12, bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. And that's what you see, man. That's why these kids are so damn bad, man. You know? And that goes for daughters too, man. You got to be a discipline. You got to lay the law down in your household. And that's what's going on. There's nothing going on in the house, man. And Esau got that set up. Esau understands that, man. This is Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they that lead thee to cause thee to err, and destroy the way of their path. You know, and Esau took the man out the house. Esau took the power from the men. This society doesn't give men any power to rule their household, man. And you do got fathers that be in the house. But for the majority of these, especially our people, especially Judah, there's no masculine father figure in the household to lay the law down, man. You know, and you know, these women, man, a lot of these women are unfit mothers, man. And they just left into their own devices, and Esau wants that so you can be a statistic in the system. You know, because chances are you most likely be going in and out of jail, committing crimes, or possibly get killed. Ultimately, they want us dead, man. You know. So this is a big deal. So I mean, it might, to me, that article, you know, that was a big deal for me, you know, because all this shit is by design, man. And then you want to remove police officers because that rebellious spirit, because Esau wants chaos, you know. He wants chaos. You know, but ultimately, the Lord is going to fucking put an end to this shit, man. And all this, that's just another wicked tactic that Esau is using, you know, to persecute and to get our people more fucked up, you know. I'm going to read this. This is Psalms 21:11. For they attended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. You know? And that's what this shit is all about, man. That's you know, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And this is all Esau's tactics, man, to drop the hammer down more on Jake, man. You know, but the Lord is going to pull his righteous from amongst all this, but you know, this shit is just wicked to me, how this place is set up. This place is fucking wicked, man. And, you know, and really, I'm going to get Ecclesiastes. You know, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression make a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. You know, so. No, it was another one I wanted. But really what I was getting at, we understand this, you know, and the more wisdom you get, the more sorrowful you get, because you realize that this place is fucked up. You know, they don't know what they asking for, you know, and that's why they put the women in the household, because Eve, you know, just eat it all up, you know. And this ain't gonna do nothing but bring more chaos. Just wake up Jacob's trouble, man. This Chicago gonna be a motherfucker when Jacob's trouble, you know, pop up, man. You know, and everybody that don't want authority, everybody that, y'all gonna be crying for it. And that day when all hell break loose, man. So, You know, those who the Lord is going to cover, he's going to cover. But shit, for the rest of y'all, for the rest of the rebellious and wicked of our people, y'all just going to be out there with these sharks, man. You know, and this shit, you can just tell that this place is broken. You know, and the Lord has to pull us out of here, man. You know, the days got to be shortened. Because there'll be no flesh be saved, man. We got to get the fuck out of here. And this is just more proof that this place is getting worse and worse by the day. Wickedness is being increased. You know, wickedness is being exalted. That's how you know we got to get the fuck out of here, man. You know, this is not our rest. You know. So, you know, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to all the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Akim and Akwaf tuning in and listening. You know, Shalom, Kwam Yashala. And, you know, just stay strong. We